everything is being seen now? So I can just start?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Dr. Seuss wrote a poem called Happy Birthday to Me, and in that poem is one of his most famous quotes that is typically used by a lot of people. It says, "Say you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." This is a quote that is pretty much said verbatim for everyone to just tell people, especially kids, just be who you are, and it's okay with whoever you are, and that's apparently who you were meant to be. But the person that wrote this didn't exactly live by his own words. He did not maintain who he was or his youest you throughout his lifetime. So he started out as Theodore Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss, and he was a whole different person behind the Cat in the Hat, which is who most people know him by. So as a teacher, I use these quotes and read these books day in and day out, and it was very interesting to do the research and find out who the man really was that wrote these books. So today I just want to discuss who he was and how he started out in life and how he ended up becoming the person who wrote children's books. And while many people read these stories and things, very few people actually know the man behind, the hat, so to speak. So to start, I want to just start with who he started out being. So obviously he started out being Theodore Seuss Geisel. He was born on March 2nd of 1904 in Springfield, Massachusetts. Later in life, he attended Dartmouth College, where he studied English and journalism and really got into writing and publishing a lot of articles for the Dartmouth College newspaper. On Seussville.com, Philip Nail writes that while he was in college, he and 9 of his friends actually got caught drinking gin in his dorm room. And this was a really big deal because it was during Prohibition. So since he could no longer use the name Geisel, he started going by his middle name, Seuss. The doctor was added for flair. This was essentially because of the criminal charges from drinking during Prohibition, the name Geisel pretty much held no credibility after that, so he had to change his name. Also, while at Dartmouth, he met his wife, Helen, and they married in 1927. Charles Cohen wrote a book in 2008 called The Seuss, The Whole Seuss, and Nothing But the Seuss, and he explained that to start off his life and to help make ends meet, he actually started with making ads for oil companies, for Flit Oil, Esso Lube, and even X-Tane spot remover. Now, these are very colorful ads. They look a lot like the books he wrote, which is pretty much where he took a lot of the ideas from. So as he was, early in his life, married and stuff, World War II happened, and during World War II, he went from being an advertiser to a political cartoonist. And Sophie Gilbert wrote an article for the Atlantic Journal that said all of his political contributions to the war, or all of his contributions to the war, were political. He was against bigotry and Jim Crow laws, and they all represented anti-Semitism and things, basically being, against the Nazis because they were not great, obviously. So he did all these things to kind of make a point, because he couldn't really fight in the war because of health reasons and his age. So how did he go from a political activist to a children's author? Well, Bruce Handy wrote in an article, or in the book, sorry, The Joys of Reading Children's Literature as an Adult in 2017, that Seuss actually said he didn't like children. He didn't want kids, and he wasn't a huge fan. When asked why, he said he just liked them in small bursts. He said, you have them, I'll amuse them. Sophie Gilbert actually wrote in the article for the Atlantic Journal in 2011, I'm sorry, that none of his books were exactly what they seemed. they all had an underlying meaning. So while we might see like the Cat in the Hat as just something funny to read to our children, it actually most of his books were a lot more. He is quoted as saying that we can and we must do better than this. So he was writing for children, but not specifically for that reason. He was writing for the adults the children would become. But he used all the funny words and the bright colors and the weird pictures to entice them to want to read it, to make the world a better place as they got older. As you can see from the slide, they had, or Maggie Aldworth made a video called The Untold Story of Dr. Seuss in 2015 that said things like the Lorax was about environmentalism and anti-greed and anti-industrialism. Nietzsche's was about anti-Semitism. You know, some had stars, some didn't. You know, who is the better group of people, essentially, you know, between like the Jews and the Nazis. Obviously, it ends up being that everybody's fine and they're all the same and it's great. And my favorite book, the Butter Battle book, is actually a metaphor for the Cold War. So we see that as, you know, is it better to eat your toast up or down? So overall, you know, you see the journey that Geisel took from, you know, man to cat, essentially. And while he wasn't exactly the USU he could have been or that he started out to be, he definitely ended up being who he needed to be. So while he wrote all these things, he just wanted children to grow up, make the world a better place, and become who they wanted, or who they could be, I guess you could say, and be, I guess, the USU that they could be.